everybody, to Adrift in Aldhalor, and welcome to Paradice. This is our weekly actual play D&D show set in our homebrew world of Aradun. Our music is licensed through Musicbed.com, and we use the lovely service Bardly to distribute it amongst ourselves and to you. Occasionally we use Ambience from Syrinscape and TabletopAudio. I'm going to bring Shannon in.
Hi.
There she is.
Hello. Are the bars
Shannon.
moving, Sean?
Huh?
Are the bars moving? Is the audio working?
Bars are moving.
Great.
It was a good time. You should act like the best time to ask me that is after a battle episode, because I used the wireless part of my headphones for it, and that's usually the reason why our audio gets messed up, but it is working right now.
Good. You said my name before I interrupted you. What's up?
Do the thing.
All right. Doing the thing. I'm going to talk about our wonderful partners, and I'm going to start with Underground Oracle Publishing. They are a TTRPG publisher creating new worlds in the Cypher system and beyond. Their current focus is Foxfire, a science fiction TTRPG with a strong emphasis on high adventure and fun, full-throttle action where you play as anthropomorphic animals who left Earth behind long ago to take their place among the stars. For as little as $3, you can become a member of their website and gain early access to this developing TTRPG and each of the worlds that they create. Next, we have Eddie Yorke. He is our character artist. He is an illustrator based in the UK who makes art for games and books. Michael, you are not muted. You threw off my groove.
You yawned like a zoo animal there. Guys, I'm tired, so I'm a little silly.
I love it. All right, I'm going to just start that from the top. Eddie Yorke, our character artist. He is an illustrator based in the UK who makes art for games and books. To visit his portfolio and get in contact with him, visit eyorke.com. Last but not least, we have 1985 Games. They create affordable, accessible, high-quality accessories for D&D and other TTRPGs. Throughout this campaign, the 125 episodes that we have, Sean has used their NPC cards. And do you have any to show off, Sean? Right there.
No, they're downstairs. I'm looking for my pen.
Why? Okay, why are they downstairs?
Because I'm reusing them because they have reusable qualities for a home campaign.
Like what, Sean? What are those reusable qualities?
Like quirks, secrets, some other things.
Flaws,
descriptions,
personality traits.
Yeah.
Goals.
Education.
And cool art.
And cool art.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty cool. So if you would like to purchase those or anything else that they offer, use the code paradiceprod for 10% off your entire order. Our VODs are up to date. I just scheduled 125 last week's episode to go live at midnight tonight. So they will be all up to date, and this week's episode will be up next week. This current one that we're about to play. And join us in all the places on the socials. We're not really doing much there right now. We're live. Come join us. But hey, we're still here. Done.
Great job.
Thanks.
And bringing our friends in. Hey, look, it's them.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. What's up?
Stefan's taking a vow of silence today.
Stefan's not amused.
I'm just waiting for the natural end of the song. No, stop. It just ended. All right, let's recap. You okay?
Yeah.
Last we left off, Iron and Mana faced off Mr. Desario in his chambers within the AEC headquarters. Having taunted him to end the charade, end the tricks, Of course, though, he is an illusionist, so Trix proceeded into the fight with him, the final confrontation. You fought Mr. Desario and his many illusions, only to discover that the Mr. Desario that you were fighting was in fact a simulacrum, as his body collapsed into snow upon defeating him. The true Mr. Desario was hidden behind the curtains of his chamber. But the party charged him and took him out. They took him out in the sort of key point when he had summoned all of his duplicates, all of his illusions, and Saskia had to choose which one she thought was the real Mr. Desario, because the amount of illusions that he summoned would undoubtedly have defeated the party, unless every single one of them got nat ones and missed. And there were 12 of them. With some quick consultation, we'll say, with Jacquette, Saskia, in fact, chose the correct Mr. Desario and ended him with her final Crown of Stars star. I don't know if it was your final one, but I'm going to say that because it was dramatic. I'm pretty sure you may have had one or two more, but Fyrn immediately goes to begin manually destroying the teleportation circle that Mr. Desario had been standing upon. But this was not quick enough before reinforcements arrived via the teleportation circle upon Mr. Desario's death. The party that engaged with these reinforcements, which proved a little bit too strong for them, though they defeated them, they quite cruelly killed Fyrn in the fight. Not just simply knocked him unconscious, but took the time to lay the finishing blows. As Fyrn begins to feel his soul leave his body, he looks to Septimus, shaking his head as if to say no. The remaining party members were able to dispatch the AEC agents. And that is where we left off. You are in the halls of the AEC, the sole living people left in these halls, with Fyrn's broken body lying lifeless on the floor, having sustained many blows from the AEC's weapons. Iron and Mana, what would you like to do?
Septimus would immediately run to Fyrn's body, reaching in his pouch, grabbing the diamonds that he has, and begin chanting for Revivify, knowing he needs to fully well hurry up as quickly as he can. Okay, yes.
Sorry, we could just hear Jenna coughing in the back.
Yeah, no, it was fine. Yeah, that wasn't.
Yeah.
No. I was also checking because it's like, wait a minute, do I have a spell slot for it? I was like, oh, yes, I did make sure that I kept it.
For a moment, you were
Okay,
worried.
that would have been devastating.
Devastatingly funny.
Okay. What does it look like when you cast Revivify? What does your spell look like? Because we've cast Revivify before.
Yeah, we have, but
I guess that was raised dead on.
Yeah, you cast Revivify during the fight with the Harbinger. Not Harbinger. Sorry, the other one.
Scathe Fuel.
Yes. The Herald.
as I said to Mice's eyes glow that light blue color, as kind of those Machina glyphs start to swirl around him. And I like to imagine they kind of like go out and they're like kind of like reaching, like trying to like find Fyrn's soul. Was my understanding like revivify because it's so quick. It's like the soul's still like somewhat nearby. It's before it really passes on to the next plane. So it's kind of like going around trying to like wrangle him to bring him back to his body.
Yes. So as these wisps begin to search for Fyrn's soul, like a reverse psychopomp, bringing the soul back, Fyrn.
Yes.
You felt your soul leave your body. Felt yourself sort of spreading thin, like your whole being was dissipating into nothingness. Until you open your eyes. You see a blue sky above you. You feel, in a weird way, still stretched thin. You feel impermanent almost, like you're not in where you belong. Perhaps this is because your soul has not fully moved on and Machina is searching for it. But you run your hands through ground beneath you and you feel soft tufts of grass. Your eyes drift downward from the blue sky to what surrounds you, which is a field that looks infinite and filled with different stone gateways. Each of these stone gateways are unique, carved with their own unique runes, sigils, and shapes. Some of them are circular, some of them are square, some of them are asymmetrical. You hear bird song, and then you hear the soft footsteps of someone with a staff step up next to you, and you kind of look up back from the gateways to see an old...
Yeah, I mean, instantly before he even recognizes, who it is or like his gut reaction, just immediately jumps to his brother, and he yells out to him, "Hornless!" Even if he doesn't think it's him, it's just like what he dreams, what he's always wanted, sort of thing, to be reunited with him in the grand halls of his people. So.
And even as you're yelling out for Hornless, you see no grand halls. And you turn as the person who walked up to you speaks. You'll see an old man leaning on a shepherd's crook. Heavy scarring of fire over his throat. As he struggles to speak. You will not find him here. Fyrn White-Eye.
Who are you? Where am I?
You are in the fields of the dead. You are dead.
Does Fyrn have any of his armor or
No.
tools?
You are in very simple clothes. Very simple clothes. You're just in scratchy breeches. The smallest of shirts. I imagine Fyrn is still showing off his muscles even in dead. But very, very simple clothing. And it's in that instant that you do, you maybe even cringe as you would remember the final blow and you almost feel the magical sword pierce your chest.
Yeah, I imagine he's got his hand on his chest to like check for a wound, and then he just like grabs the shirt in what looks to be pent up rage, and looks at this mysterious figure, and he says, "You better give me some answers quickly."
He he laughs. Not a mocking laugh. He's truly entertained. Uh, still fighting. I can answer any questions that you have. This is a way station. A byway to the beyond, where souls come to wait till they are claimed, for better or worse, or not at all. Your brother, he passed through here, and he is beyond.
Fyrn immediately, just like the rage that was on his face, just turns into relief. And he just like goes down to his knees and starts just like kind of like dry sobbing, like heaving a little.
Yeah.
And he just like is looking at this, Fyrkir that he doesn't know anything about, but can understand the severity of the situation, and is just like, beside himself, just saying thank you.
Just
with my ancestors beyond this plane. Truly.
The old man's face, the smile from his laughter fades. Undoubtedly, he is with some of them. But not all souls are fated for the same afterlife. Our deeds in life, our worship, our faith, our lack of faith, they echo in eternity, and eternity responds.
I don't understand. We were told since we were children that if we obeyed the rules of the clan, of the oaths, then we would find ourselves in the right halls, the place of everlasting, paradise. You're telling me he did not deserve it? Everything that he can be blamed for is my fault, truly.
If that is true, then we shall see when what lays before you comes to claim you.
Fyrn stands slowly. Then I will face it, the fate of both my brothers and my own soul. Show me the path.
I can walk with you, but the path will reveal itself. A soul, or the memory of an individual, can redeem itself. If it is proven wicked. But again, You mortals, you don't always understand the deals you make with your oaths. The oaths you make to beings you don't understand. The rules you abide by, which in many circumstances, they're no moral truth. Only games. Games played by higher deities. But that sort of thinking is what got me here. And that's when, like, he starts to walk as if to lead you through the gateways. You could hear a low rattle of chains.
If does this person remind me of any, old stories from my childhood, or perhaps like, is it similar to the old man that I was following? What was it, Taramron, or the no, what was it? Let me look it up.
Are you talking about Einso?
Einso, yes.
Mhm.
Like,
This
does it
is-
remind me of him at all?
No. This man is markedly different from Einso in appearance and demeanor. Einso was much more foreboding. This man is, if it wasn't for the fact that you're in some alternate dimension of death, you would think this man was a weak man that would pose no danger to you whatsoever. Whereas Einso looked like a strong old man who could hurt you. But he leads you on a gentle walk. Doesn't seem like you're going in any particular direction. In fact, it almost becomes confusing which way you came from.
I think I focus on following this being and just trying to Fyrn has it in his head that he has to justify himself, and he's trying to learn more about his situation, and he thinks that this entity is something that might be able to help him.
Sure.
So he's trying to basically figure out who or what is with him, and he says, "You say your heretical thoughts put you in this position? Are you of the spirits of the land, such that protect us from the invasion of other planes? Are you aware of the battle on the mortal realm?"
I am always aware of the mortal realm. Your question is, very mortal. What is the spirit of the land? What is land? Not all of the cosmos is not all part of one thing, and all creatures spirits of that land. Of course, from your perspective, the elements are what you speak of. I am not of the elements. No, I am of an older time than yours. Though still known to you. I once was old Hadric, or Wayward One. And this is my afterlife, bearing witness. So I cannot help you change your fate, but I can guide you and comfort you in this difficult time. The last time I tried to change fate, I received these scars. as his hand goes to his neck. No, I am still bound here. But, unable to interfere. This thing coming for your world. Whatever its true nature. Is larger than even a god's understanding. It is unknown what it will do, or what it is truly capable of. A threat that seems impossible. How could it do this? How could it reorganize, restructure this cosmos? Turning order into chaos, chaos into order. I'm afraid wherever you end up will not be free from its touches, if its power proves true. But that fate is yet to be revealed to us.
There are warriors of the material realm. A group that I was lucky to call friends that fighting it. There's not much. It doesn't seem like we will be able to stop something so cosmic, but we're trying against all odds, and I've seen us do some pretty impossible things. Maybe if the mortal realm and its people unite for a common cause, we can be just as powerful as this mysterious entity you speak of. Have you heard the name Machina?
Yes, yes. A fledgling god. Young, angry, scared. I don't see souls bound to its realm. They don't pass through here. But I know the fate of all mortals. This is my fate. And with every passing apocalypse, there's always a band of warriors. It's almost as if us cosmic interferers are bound to be defeated by mortal souls. Unless one day, those mortal souls pick the wrong side.
What do you mean?
One of your companions traverses his journey on the edge of a knife of fate and destiny. He may be the savior of your world, or he may be its undoing. He need only reach out and take up his destiny. And the only hope for you then is that your other companions know when to kill him. And do
Fyrn.
not kill him.
Fyrn looks like he's really shaken by this. Like it's something that he's been worrying about for a long time, and just knowing that this other cosmic entity now has his sights on his, measly party, uh, starts putting things into perspective for him. And he looks up to the sky, thinking, what if they don't come back for me? What if Septimus and Jaquette and Saskia, they can't reach me here? This is just like his inner monologue as he continues walking. Am I okay with just letting things be and saving my brother when my family and my people are still bound to the material plane? And then he looks to this old man and says, if you had to choose between the thing in life that you wanted most and the fate of the world as you know it, as you are now, which would you keep?
Common question from souls.
And say it over again, because my headphones just died and I can't hear anything you're saying.
He looks at you with a look of sympathy and pity. A common question from souls that arrive who've lived a life of such adventure. I already made that choice once. And I do regret it. But all choices lead to new perspectives. And to dwell on the past is its own fate. There is no right choice between embracing family, suffering whatever end comes with this, or taking up the burden of responsibility. And he looks up to the sky, and you look up to follow his gaze and see that a storm appears above, and gentle flakes of snow begin to fall. Your fate might be arriving. And he sits down on a bench amongst these gateways. And
Before he, when he sits down, I look down to him as the storm rumbles over our heads, and I say, I suppose our time together is ending. You are a mysterious man, Adrift, but I thank you for your guidance. Maybe someday, when all this is over, and I find some peace, whether in the next life or this one, we may meet again. Under better circumstances.
I hope that is true. And it's as if you didn't see it before, but you turn and you see that there's a gateway of stone that is covered in familiar runes and sigils. The snow kind of clings to it as it begins to fall more rapidly. A shadow appears in the gateway, filling it like a void. But not a void of the hells. Just the void of darkness, nighttime. Makes you think of late night camping with your brother in the tundra. As the snow starts to billow out from this darkness. And flickering from the lights of this idyllic field, from the sunlight that remains, are two eyes in that darkness. You hear a low rumbling growl from a wolf-like entity. And some fear hangs in your heart at the legends of the devouring wolf. A bad omen in your culture for the wicked.
Fyrn pushes down this fear as much as he can. And without looking back, keeping his eyes on this, these glimmering eyes in the distance, he yells back to Hadric. If my fate is to be destroyed, let it be known that Fyrn White-Eye Valheim is the bringer of cold, the omen of destruction. I am the one who causes death to others. And I am willing to accept my fate because of it. This is the end times, and I am ready for anything you can muster. And Fyrn just basically gets into an attack position, and he's almost like if he's gonna grab this thing's jaws as it comes at him, and just starts running towards it, basically full sprint.
Yeah, I love it. I love the image of Fyrn stripped of his armor and the Ithildagnir, just in these bare threads, just putting his fists up and rushing in.
Just war cry down the thing into the snow.
As you do that, the snow flurries dancing around you begin to light up in reds, violets, and blues as they rapidly cling to your body as you're rushing towards this shadowy wolf, and you almost leap forward to bring a punch down on its muzzle as you are completely sort of wrapped in the snow and just and I imagine you awake in the chamber, resurrected by Septimus, but I imagine you just unleash a war cry as if this was the teleportation to fight the wolf, but you're back. So for you all, Fyrn cries out as life returns into his lungs, into his material body.
Yeah, you just see Fyrn almost pounce to his feet as if he was knocked over, and he thinks that he's in the heat of battle, and he's trying to get back to his feet to provoke a counterattack or something like that. He doesn't realize that the Ithildagnir is on the ground where he once laid, and then he realizes, he sees your faces and reaches to the injury that was in his chest, the sword that had pierced him. What does he see there?
You would see your flesh stitched back together, but not in the weave of Jacquette's. Not with the transplantation of Machina upon your form.
Fyrn would actually, like, almost hurting himself, like, press his hand into the wound to feel like, is there anything in there that isn't himself? Like, does anything feel strange about this wound? It looks normal.
Yeah. You feel whole. You don't feel changed in a physical sense.
Fyrn, relax. You're back.
Fyrn's still panicked face looks to Septimus, and for a second you think that Fyrn might, like, actually jump you. Like, he has, like, just manic, violence in his, expression. And he just backs away a little and says, "Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. Thank you."
Take a breather. The rest of us need to do that as well. Just glad to see that you're back.
Did it work? Did you bring him back? Is he back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, thank God. And I will... Big hug. Who the fuck was I gonna trade with in the morning?
Fyrn, like, is kind of just, like, a little shell-shocked and, like, returns the hug weakly and says, "You would have found someone. There are many soldiers in town now that keep my schedule."
No one as good as you. Thank you, Septimus.
Can't lose Fyrn now.
Right. Did we win? They're all dead?
Jacquette's still, like, down below the platform, able to see everything, but he's still, like, loading his crossbow as he takes out his bolts from his quiver. And he goes, "Not even death can keep you down, big guy. I understand that we want a happy reunion, but we should probably get the fuck out of here before something else happens."
Right. How long was I out?
Less than a minute.
Less than a minute.
Good.
We fought all the way to get up here. Are you sure there's nothing that you think could be of value? A ledger? Some plans?
Jacquette gestures to Desario's corpse, which is on the way to the exit, and he goes, "You check up there, I'll check down here."
So this will focus more on actually just the summoning circle?
Summoning circle has been completely destroyed by the dispelling stone, and you'd be able to discern that, Septimus, with your analysis.
Okay. Then if that is the case, if there is a desk or an area that Desario worked, could Septimus investigate that?
Yes. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
22.
Okay. With a 22, you can... I mean, there's absolutely several personal effects on there. You are searching through the desk, its drawers. There's also a sort of, like, personal library behind the desk. As you're looking through it, you can find a lot of course, there's a lot of, like, logistical paperwork here. Things that are just about AEC's typical day-to-day orders for processing things, mending things, plans for future investments. This stuff is not necessarily going to give you insight into their coup attempt, but perhaps insight into what they plan to do upon completing the coup, which was a complete like overhaul of Hyven to turn it into basically a new Avenir. taking hold of the properties here, reconstructing, completely, basically leveling the Admiralty Court to turn it into their own sort of capital on the hill of this region. There is no mention of Halcyon in these notes, but that may be intentional. But with a 22, you would find what seems like a more personal ledger from Mr. Desario. That when you open it, you can immediately see that it is in a cipher and would need to be deciphered.
Okay.
Which to translate, you would basically need time and intelligence checks.
Yeah. With not having to waste too much time, is there anything that may give some insight to I forget what it was called, but the crystal that was in the center of the courtyard that essentially acts as a barrier?
Yes, I would say in those first documents that you found, there would be like plans of like resources to be utilized. The crystals are localized shields that prevent projectiles, specifically prevent projectiles and magic. So if you were to like assault an AEC position with ranged spells and ranged attacks, they would be essentially harmless. You have to physically bypass the shield and destroy the crystal to do this. The crystal itself can be disassembled, and you find sort of the design of it. So if you know how to disassemble it, you don't need to thrust force into it, get shocked by its own defensive mechanisms like Fyrn. You just know how to turn it off at the end of the day. So if you keep these, you can know how to disassemble, and reassemble these crystals.
Exactly what I'm looking for. So if they're all there in notes, I don't need to go through the details right now, but Septimus would swipe them to keep on his person.
Yeah. Easy enough to do.
Septimus is doing that, Jacquette will loot the corpse.
While Jacquette is doing that, can Fyrn check the other corpses? Just briefly, if they have anything that is pocketable, or like maybe some orders or notes that they might have came with.
Strip them.
Yes, if you both could give me investigation checks.
Nice. Well done.
15 for Jacquette.
You still have blood in your eyes?
Not good for me.
What'd you get, Fyrn?
5.
Yeah,
Natural 1.
This is not even necessarily like a deep failure. Similar to the ones you've looted previously, the AEC agents keep very little on them, other than the materials that they need in the moment. They all drank their potions, so there's no potions of maximum power, but you would find that each of them does have 2 of those dispelling stones that you can take to have for future encounters against magic.
Great.
Jacquette, what did you get?
15.
15. Upon searching Desario's body, you would find, and it almost appears as if any sort of illusory magic has dissipated from his body now too. So like you can see like quite clearly there's a wizard's tome there. that he possessed, that he kept hidden with illusory magic. You would find a sending stone actually on his body. Unsure who it connects to, but there is one there. And you would find a wand. Doesn't look like one that he used against you guys. But it is, it looks like a white wood that sort of is gnarled and twisting. And then it sort of like twists like vined branches intertwined into two prongs. Held in the middle of those two prongs is a gemstone, white in color, that is in a triangular shape. And then you would find a coin purse, of course.
Oh, that's all I wanted. I don't care about the other shit.
I know. You would find within the coin purse is 1,000 gold pieces.
Ugh. What a cheap bastard.
And then you would also find that his, you don't know what they are, of course, but his outer robe that is made of fine silk and with gold enamel or engravings upon it. You don't know what it is, but it is magical.
All right, Jacquet takes the good stuff. As he's like taking off the robe, Jacquet's like, you won't be needing this anymore. And pats him on the face.
Even in death, he has a, to Jacquet probably annoying, but to anyone else, a wicked grin on his face. Quite the creepy elf.
A sorcerer's voice just tells me I should burn this body, but I'll just drink this.
As he's saying this, Fyrn is just like smashing the face in of the guy who stabbed him.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
Jacquet looks over at him, is about to say something, and then reconsiders as he finishes his taking of the corpse.
Is there anything else you would all like to do in this chamber?
Is there a self-destruct button somewhere?
Is there a what?
A self-destruct button?
There's no self-destruct button, but you did destroy the teleportation circle, so there should not be any more reinforcements coming through here. And it would take them a year to reconstruct this teleportation circle, ultimately. But if you wish to leave, the now for your personal inventory, the Lantern of Revelations is just a regular Lantern of Revealing. So you can keep that beyond the dungeon, but you can use it to swiftly make your way out. But then upon leaving his office, because a door is there now, there's kind of no longer a need for it. Desario was the master of illusions here. You find a regularly structured building now, where you can... It's actually maybe a little annoying because you're like, well, this is not what we walked through before, so I don't know exactly how to get through here. But after opening a few doors, it does bring you back. Like the hall of stairs is now just a simple stairway that leads down to the lantern hall, which leads to the front office. All illusory magic has been purged from the AEC headquarters. Some of those traps might still be there, but you don't need to worry about those.
Hold on for a second. Before we leave, what is our plan next? We know that they've taken several points within the city. If we're looking to take them back, I don't know if any of us are in shape to fight.
The fuck no. No, I need.
Is there a way we can, should we regroup with some of our allies that we know? Should we go to the academy to see if Sigel's back?
I think we should take a short rest in the front of the AEC just in case anything should come our way, and then make our way to the Lighthouse District. Regroup with Fyrn's soldiers at the fort. From there, and the Alumno Defiance. From there, we can make a concerted effort to direct them, take the long rest we need, and then deal with it in the morning.
We can use the sewer paths to perhaps sneak back in to my fortress. I know that a lot of them are closed off, but perhaps, we can find a way through there if it is, as they say, surrounded.
That works for me.
Okay. So, you can take your short rest. It will be a successful short rest. Even from...
I imagine we went to, the building that we were hiding behind. That's, near the thing that nobody was working at. Or even the Harlequin and Chalice, right? Maybe?
Harlequin is right next door. Or close by, yeah. But regardless where you take it, you will get a successful short rest. And whether it's from the Harlequin and Chalice or the AEC lobby, no perception checks needed. You can hear there is still a little bit of fighting in the city, but it is significantly less raucous than when you first got made land. As if maybe everybody's tired themselves out a little bit in this fight, and they're maybe all securing their positions.
Makes sense.
I don't have any hit die left.
I have a ton of them, but the short rest thing is not working for me. Okay, maybe I figured it out. Hold on. It doesn't automatically take the short rest when you roll the dice.
Nope.
No, yeah.
We short rest, and then we follow Fyrn through the tunnels to make our way into the Lighthouse District from below.
Now I'm out of hit die.
Okay. So, most of the tunnel access points that you know about Fyrn through sending your adventurers to explore them and close some of them, the entrances to them are in the Lighthouse District within some of the older buildings. So you would have to approach at least like the where the Gloveless Cat is and where the Alumno Defiance were. If you wanted to do any rendezvous with them, you don't have to. You can make your way straight to one of those entrances.
I will look to the others as we start heading closer to that path, and I'll look and say, do you need anything at the Gloveless Cat? There may be some allies there that we can take with us, but it might also be of risk. You know, the more people we have with us, the more likely it is that we may be caught. I'm looking towards Jaquette.
I'm running. Let's see what we see. So I think that we should, if we're going to the Lighthouse District, then we should just go and then.
Sure. So when you approach the wrought iron fencing of the Lighthouse District to go in, you would see a camp set up across the entire entrance that has been established. Maybe at first when you're approaching, you get nervous, but then you see the colors of the Alumno Defiance, who seem to have created a makeshift camp. They've brought a lot of their supplies up from beneath to form a choke point at the entrance to the Lighthouse District, right near the Gloveless Cat, which is right near the entrance. They seem to, it's basically a perimeter that goes kind of like starts on one side of the Gloveless Cat, goes around the gate of the district, and then back to the Gloveless Cat. They seem to have won the fight that they had at this, that you saw them fighting when you passed here. But as Saskia learned from spying on Balfour, it seems as though ahead of them in the district is the equivalent camp for the AEC that cuts off the rest of the city from the fort.
Does anyone say anything to us while we approach?
Like from them?
Yeah. Like from the camp, is there like a watch?
Yes, there would be guards posted. They would notice you and become wary, but everyone in the Alumno Defiance knows who Iron Amana is. Everyone in the Alumno Defiance knows of their kin, Septimus, and his great gifts.
This is true.
So they don't they stop like their defensive positions, and you actually see one of them just shouts back to the camp in general, saying, "Iron Mana is alive. Iron Mana has lived." And there's some murmuring in the camps as a messenger runs into the Gloveless Cat to alert more folks. Jacquette, you might be like, "These filthy Alumno Defiance are using my tavern."
I swear to Iluvania, if Hastings is in there enjoying a drink, he's dead. He's dead. I'll actually kill him this time.
They're our allies for the moment. We need all the help we can get.
I know, I'm just being a piece of shit like I normally do. Let's go see what they have to say.
As you approach, the Alumna Defiance guards give you a sort of formal salute. Yeah, they're kind of saluting Septimus. They're not really saluting the rest of you.
Jacquette full thinks that it's for him.
Of course. But they don't stop you. They do let you know, to Jacquette's chagrin, that Hastings is inside the Gloveless Cat.
The hair on Jacquette's back stands at end. His tail bristles.
They don't say that he necessarily like has a message for you, but just if you wished to speak with him, that's where he is.
I would say we would probably move right towards the Gulliver's Cat.
Okay. When you enter,
Did you? Sorry, did you disassemble the crystal thing during our long or short rest, or will we just leave it there?
No, just left it there.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna need some time to understand it, and that's gonna take some time on its own.
one of the other guards from the Alumni Defiance leads you into the Gloveless Cat. You can see there.
I know the way. You don't have to fucking lead me to my own tavern.
Jacquet says, shouldering past him. Open the door.
This little perimeter area is does seem to have like the full force of the Alumni Defiance here. So there's camp like tent set up, but also they've taken over the building across the street from the Gloveless Cat. When you get inside the Gloveless Cat, well, actually, even before you get inside, you do hear some upbeat music inside. They seem to be celebrating a victory. Victory over the AEC. They are. You can see your bartender there is whipping up food, and Anders does seem to have served some of your alcohol to them. Sort of like a showman bartender can't resist a good crowd. But there's some of the Alumni Defiance soldiers who are playing music at the stage in the tavern, and in the corner, at a nice table, is the form of Captain Hastings with several of the other leaders of the Alumni Defiance. You can see the Paladin is there with him. You can see a face you haven't seen in months. Green skin, the rocky formations of a sort of amber-colored rock going up the side of his face into the crest of crystals that is the hair for this Earth Genasi. He's wearing, you can see kicked up on a stool are the a new set of boots, brand new.
But does Fyrn still have his old ones?
No, you made me get rid of those a long time ago.
As he sort of leans back with a flagon in his hand, and even more so, to Jacquet's chagrin, he is smoking a pipe inside of the Gloveless Cat, the first non-smoking tavern in all of Aldhalor.
As Jacquet strides in, he takes the doorway scepter and swipes it across the room, casting minor illusion to make the sound of a loud silence.
The music stops.
The attempt, as Jacquet is like strides across the room. As he does, he grabs a tankard from one of the Alumni Defiance, downs it on his way over, slams it onto the table, walks up to Hastings, kind of like standing over him, and goes,
Who do you think you are? Coming into my tavern, having drinks at my expense, and playing your music at my stage without asking.
You see, the Alumni Defiance members are all really tense right now because to them, they're all very confused about this allyship as well, because they're all like, these guys fucking cut our captain's head off, but also like resurrected 10 of our guys and promised us great power, or at least Septimus did. So they're all like, ooh, like it's like if someone was like at your house before you got there, and they started the party without you, and they thought it was going to be okay, and then it was not.
If any of them look to Septimus, he just like has his eyes closed and just shaking his head.
If Hastings is going to do anything, I imagine Hastings was going to reply in some way.
Yes.
And so, like, as he opens his mouth, Jacquet will mage hand another tankard to smash into Hastings and then bring it up to Jacquet's mouth. And right before he goes, without inviting us, and then to break the tension while still asserting his dominance.
The music immediately kicks back up as there is that tension. Jacquet has made his statement. Hastings sort of obviously like he wasn't prepared for this, so his tankard spills on him as this happens, which does, like, despite the fact the whole room is no longer tense, the people at his table are tense. As he would sort of look at you as you down your flagon, at first with menacing eyes, making you think back to when he shot you with a pistol. But then a slow, wicked smile creeps. Yes, when he killed you, or downed you. When his smile creeps over his face, he takes a deep inhale of the pipe as he stands up and releases the smoke billowing below him, and laughs uproariously, as then like the people sitting at his table then all join him in like, yeah, we're good, we can, and they all take deep draughts of their flagons to relieve their own tension. As he looks to each of you then, before he replies, and he says, "Oh, iron and mana. I never thought I'd see the day where we'd be drinking together."
Times are weird. We have weird enemies.
This is the guy who ordered me and Fyrn and stuff to blow up the spire, right?
Correct.
Yeah, alright. So I'll look at him and I'll be like, I'd like to formally request an apology for the shit that you put me and Fyrn through. I mean, granted, I would not
You
have
got
meant
your
this
apology when you cut my head off.
Well, that wasn't me.
Weird way to apologize.
Yeah, usually it involves the words, "I'm sorry," or "I apologize," or "Please forgive me."
Fyrn has had his helmet down this whole time, but at that jab, he like slowly like lifts the face mask off of the helmet and just kind of gives him, like, you know, his typical devilish smile at, you know, that Fyrn's up to no good, and looks at Hastings and says, "Let's go ask for some AAC apologies soon, shall we?"
Now you're talking. But, and then he kind of like fixes his posture and puts his hand over his chest and says, "Apologies are necessary. Desperation is no excuse for what I put you two through. And now we have a shared enemy. And a shared future."
I accept. Also, I can't be too mad because I never would have met this fucker if you didn't. Pointing at Jacquet.
You also were responsible for the airship's destruction that I was riding on, and might actually be the only survivor of.
Yes, well, let's not dampen our victories, shall we? Why don't you all get yourselves a drink? Or, as Jacquet wills, this is your home after all. Apologize for tapping into your casks, but the Alumna Defiance has a tradition of celebrating after our victories, and we haven't had a victory in a long time.
What's the situation here? I know during our absence, we were able to disarm and temporarily dismantle the warship that's in the bay. And the AEC building has been neutralized. They were funneling troops through a summoning circle. Mr. Desario, head of it, is no more. And the circle has been destroyed.
Jacques just kind of like brandishes the wizard's tome as if that's the proof, the damning proof.
Like this is an MMO and you had to bring the proof from the mission.
Desario's head.
He smiles and takes a deep drink of his flagon and says, he actually takes a deep drink of his flagon and then realizes it's mostly empty after it got spilled on him and puts it down.
Handing one of the other lackeys that's like at a separate table, takes the tankard over and puts it in front of Hastings.
Oh, excellent news. Cut off from their reinforcements, their position ahead of us in this lighthouse district is weak and ready to be taken. For they are waiting for reinforcements for your fortress, Fyrn. Those walls are impenetrable to their weak magic. They needed heavier artillery, which they are not going to get now. Excellent. We ourselves slaughtered many a mage, and that's when he lifts from next to him, and you might gag when you see this, is he puts a bushel of wizard hands and wizard tongues that are all tied together on strings.
I immediately throw up the drink that I was, or spit out the drink that I was.
And it's like in that moment that you like sort of like realize, oh, that's right. This guy's technically a warlord. Like at the end of the day, like he is like, as much as he's taken the righteous path since his resurrection, he is still a man of war and vengeance.
Any evidence of?
They'll never be wizards again.
Aw, for me?
Oh.
Effective, but gruesome.
How many are left?
Well, they're positioned by the fort. They likely have at least a strong enough battalion to be a solid fight. Unfortunately, they have established some of their shields and arcane cannons, anti-personnel machinery, but they don't hold very much of the Lighthouse District. Essentially, they hold one block of the neighborhood. They've probably established themselves within the buildings flanking that block as well. So not necessarily a puny defense, but certainly an unreinforced defense that is completely surrounded by our forces and White Eye's forces.
Fyrn looks to... Well, first he's taking a quick glance around the party to see if any of the Alumno Defiance members remind him of anybody who were on the Bone Rattler. Like if there's any connection or crossover there. Because he probably has some words for a few of them if they're around.
You would not, because the Bone Rattler essentially has at this point. Well, I guess you wouldn't know this, but no, you wouldn't see any of them.
Okay. Fyrn would look to Septimus and say, I know the documents that you gathered from the AEC headquarters were only briefly skimmed, but do you think our dispelling stones could possibly have an effect on their defenses?
It's possible. I'll have to look into these notes further. I can let you know.
Some of my spies have gone through the rest of the city to see their positionings, and unfortunately, they do hold the main entrance to the city. They are not allowing the refugees at the gates leave or enter the city. And they are holding the gatehouse of the Admiralty Court. The privileged amongst that district don't seem to have the skill of Iron and Mana or the Alumno Defiance to fight them off, so they may need liberation. And he definitely says that with absolute condensation and venom in his tongue.
Well, if you're looking for some hardware, there's 3 AEC cannons waiting for you outside their old headquarters, along with one of those pylons that Septimus here might be able to help you requisition.
It would certainly make their arcane cannons less effective against our vanguard, and once we've taken their pylons down, we'll have nothing to defend against their own guns.
Yeah, that ship in the bay is only disabled for some time. They may be able to repair it if we don't take some defensive measures now. It could cause some further issues.
Oh, I have that ship on my eyes. It is certainly a threat. As someone who's gone toe-to-toe with the halcyonic dreadnoughts in the past during the Revolution, they are difficult to permanently disable. They are designed to be able to run away quickly upon being recovered enough. If we can show them that this city will not bend their knee to their bullshit, the ship might leave. But we can't count it out, of course.
There is a way to disable it permanently.
He grins at this. With the right small team.
Well, depending on how
Hey,
the
we're a
motto
small
goes.
team.
Yep, Saskia.
The lightest lightweight of the party.
I've been whatever that specialty drink is that you cut me off from before, that's what I'm downing.
Saskia, she likes drinks that hide the taste of the alcohol, so she gets drunk very fast.
Yes.
Jacquet takes a moment and being like, is this something we should be concerned about? Yep. She's fine. Turning back to Hastings. Jacquet goes, I would love to see the AEC and Halcyon utterly embarrassed with this coup they attempted in Hyven. And whatever you need from us, we will give it to ensure that happens. You know them best. You know their tactics. You know their ploys. I am looking to you to take the fight to them.
Well, the Alumno Defiance is the only force in the world who has resisted the halcyonic war machine. Yes, we will hatch a plan. In the morning, we will take Fyrn's fort back for him. We will reassess the rest of the city and what we can do about this vessel.
Aye.
And perhaps then, once their ship is nothing but a giant hulking piece of metal in the sea, we can have a longer conversation about what comes next. And he looks specifically to Septimus.
And Jacques kind of like leans into frame.
Yes, you too.
I indeed.
Aaron just looks dejected by this, connection. Like, he knows that the alumno are bound to Septimus, but he has a new pit in his stomach for anything Machina.
Speaking of which, Septimus would look past Hastings and around the room. Is Sal here?
Yes, Sal is here.
Okay. Where
He's kind of awkwardly in a corner because he's like, I don't know these
just, like,
people.
just waiting there. It's just like I'm social, but I survive. Okay, good.
Yeah, you presume that Sal probably took action and helped
Yeah,
the Alumni
yeah.
Defiance in fighting the
That's-
ASC.
That's
But
what I
he
think.
is
That's what I told him, but-
this is not his crowd.
yeah.
Weird.
Good. Glad to see that he's still in one piece.
A few arcane scuffs on him. Like he probably took a few hits, but he's in one piece.
Septimus will go right up to him. Sal.
He hugs you. Sort of lifts you off the ground a little bit too.
It's good to see you too, friend. He looks worse for wear. I'm sure I do as well. But both in one piece.
Since your transformation, you I'm gonna say, even though I know you've already talked to Sal, you don't need to cast Speak with Machines anymore to understand him. So in that sort of discordant language of the machine, you discern that he simply says, I am happy to see you are safe.
In similar to that language. He's like, obviously our first priority is retaking the lighthouse, fortifying our positions in the city again. Once we've done that, the dreadnought out in the bay is next. I felt a presence on there. There's one of our own. I wonder if there's a way I can utilize that. Help manipulate. That way we can use it.
But if they're our kin to 3, then it seems like that is a priority.
It is. I will speak more about this with Hastings and the rest of the group. He suggests a small detachment to infiltrate.
I would like to go with you, if I can.
I'd be happy to have you by my side, friend.
And he puts a hand on your shoulder.
And then we both awkwardly stand there.
Yeah.
Because this isn't our vibe.
No. He's like, he's like, I am going to go see if they need help in the kitchen. Because it's in that moment you remember that Sal used to do all the cooking for you when you were on the farm, and like the first meal that Iron and Mana like all shared together on the farmhouse before when you first went there was cooked by Sal.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we can do anything that you want to do for the rest of the evening before taking your long rest. You guys will get your level up on that long rest. And then we will go from there. All right, folks, we'll be back shortly. Welcome back to Adrift in
Scientific
Aldhalor.
Hastings. No, I'm just kidding.
Roll initiative. Welcome back, everybody. Our party has rendezvoused with the Alumno Defiance and are at the Gloveless Cat right now. They have made a temporary or terse peace with Hastings. Jacquette did a nice dramatic entrance to make it a little tense, but then they're in agreement on their mutual enemy. Hastings has agreed to help them hatch a plan to try to take out the Dreadnought as well after they've taken the Lighthouse District back on the morrow. And now the party is resting. There is celebration happening. It is certainly that sort of tense celebration of like, well, we're in essentially an active war zone, but everybody needs to rest before any more conflict happens. So some people get to enjoy the evening, others are on patrol, and others are actively spying and whatnot. But for a moment, perhaps some of the cold of the situation leaves you and you are a little warmed by the celebration in the room. Perhaps Fyrn, a little bit of your resurrection is still hanging in your mind, especially given some of the warnings you received. But there is a fire, there is warm food, and there is ale and specialty cocktails for Saskia. What would you all like to do for the rest of the evening?
I'm drinking, and is there still like music playing? Like, could I dance?
You can dance. I was gonna finish your sentence for you and say, is there dancing? You can dance.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I want to dance with everybody.
Yeah, I would say like even like a few moments after you all kind of like finish your interactions with Hastings, he would sort of like get up and give like a very short toast to the victory, saying, there may be troubles ahead of us and a long road towards victory against the tyrants of Halcyon. But let the AEC hear our music tonight, that they cannot lull us into sorrow, and we will seize our destinies on the morrow against these wretched beings. So dance, drink, eat, and be ready to fight tomorrow.
As he finishes, Jacquette immediately up on the table. Yes! Drink, feast, in the gloveless cat of Jacquette Touchard, and remember, Iron and Mana has your back. Together we shall defeat the Empire of Halcyon, ruled by the evil Encranash, Didact of the Void. With all of us, we will show the world that Hyven is a gem amongst the sea, and that tyrants everywhere will fall in the face.
And he like looked at you expectantly there, and then as like the final cheers, he just the last thing he says is, "To unity in the face of destruction." And everyone drinks and cheers.
To Hyven and Iron and Mana.
To the Alumno Defiance.
And then it becomes a pissing contest between Jacquette and Hastings, and everyone else kind of like goes, okay, this is weird, we're gonna go back to our thing.
I stumble over to Jacquette. Dance with me.
Okay, but I just need the last word.
Come on. No.
She pulls him away.
Let's go.
And as she pulls you away, Hastings just gives you a wink and a big grin as he does one last sort of Alumno Defiance to try to get his last word in.
Mage hand, middle finger, as Jacquette is pulled away.
Love it.
Fyrn, he's been drinking with the best of them. You can tell he's half-heartedly partying though. Like he refuses to dance. He isn't, forcing other people to have drinking contests with him or like, roughhousing with the soldiers or whatever. He is just kind of like minding his own business whenever like anybody's not paying any attention to him. and he is nursing like a tall glass of whiskey that he's using his Ithildagnir's minor illusion to make a ice cube in the shape of the wolf that he saw when he was dead. And it's just like a statue of a wolf sort of thing. Like it's just
It's not a creature.
Shape. Yeah. And then like if somebody comes by, he just like drops in his drink and you know acts like nothing has happened.
Yeah, I imagine it's like the illusion is really like sort of like the ice cube itself sort of floating up and forming into an ice cube shaped like the wolf, and maybe even like a little glint in the eyes as you're contemplating these things. And like one of the Alumno Defiance members sort of like gives you a nudge in the arm as the ice cube clinks back into the glass, and then he sort of tries to egg you into playing some games.
Yeah, and I just like play along, but like, you know, I'm playing rougher with the people who have like mechanical parts on their arms and legs. Like I'm purposely beating them to show that I'm like a little stronger.
There would be at least the amount of people Septimus resurrected that would have similar sort of glimmers of augmentation like Jacquette, where their wounds would be the metal weave. Perhaps they didn't get the heart effect that Jacquette got, but they are here. So that would be something that you would maybe be fixated on. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say after a little bit of that, when things are winding down, I'd want to try and find either Septimus or Jacquette.
Septimus is sitting at one of the nearby booths, perusing through the papers that he had, trying to study them.
Septimus, before any interactions happen, while you're perusing these papers, you know maybe we're half listening to the cheers competition between Jacquette and Hastings, but the thing that like stops you from the papers for a moment is when Hastings sort of announces to the room, to unity in the face of destruction. And that word lingers in the back of your mouth. Unity. Unity, unity, unity. And the room kind of goes a little quiet. And you look at their faces. Each of them. Drinking. Smoking. Dancing. Imbibing in their flesh. And it's involuntary, but you feel disgust.
They could be so much more.
It is a monument to your failure to progress. You catch some of the Alumna Defiance with minor augmentations of flesh and skin. And slowly the music fades back into your ears. But the sentiment lingers.
As he just looks to each of the augmentations and just thinks to himself, damn, I forgot his name, I apologize.
The paladin?
Was he a paladin? The sergeant
Mm-hmm.
that we took the lighthouse from?
Yes, he was a paladin.
What was his name?
Give me one moment. Oh, if anyone finds it before me.
Oh, I can find it.
Cade Bolton.
Cade.
Almost got it before you guys. Cade Bolton, yes.
Cade.
Yeah, Kade.
Cade Bolton. He's visible in the party.
Yes.
If there's ever a time that he kind of looks over to Septimus, you try to like make eye contact with him.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like I give him a gesture, being like I'd like to talk to you.
Yeah, he would he's sitting at Captain Hastings' table where Hastings is in rambunctious debate with one of his other lieutenants, and he slips away and slips into your booth. Septimus?
Lots happened since we last talked. This is not the way I wanted to reintroduce myself to Hastings. I know previously I had asked for you to set up a meeting, but the powers that be seem to have other plans.
The Alumno Defiance is used to navigating such obstacles. Rarely do we get to lay out our plans as we see fit.
Well, it's good to see so many of you, shall I say, winning the battle, looking better.
Well,
I take it that the changes to your crew have aided in that.
of course, it is not a shallow contribution, what you've done for the Alumno Defiance. When Hastings returned, much of our hope returned, but we were still held under the thumb of the other factions in the city, struggling day to day to maintain our presence, only ever seeking to go home. And only when you offered your peace and power do I think that hope truly set root, that we might be able to see our homes once again.
Well, as I said, I'm happy to help and aid in that. You and your followers truly seem to understand or appreciate the combination of flesh and machine.
The Alumno Defiance is forged in desperation. And when we see an offering that will help us gain our freedom, well, we don't shy away from it. And it's all we really wish for, is to go home and be free.
That's something I've wanted for a long time as well. During their assault, did you happen to lose any men?
Yes. Yes. Their bodies are laying at rest near the stables.
How many?
Oh, in the fight with the AEC, we lost more than the fight with you. We're still making sure we can account for everybody, but right now we have 24 dead.
Perhaps when this is over in the next coming days, I'll see what magic machina could work. try to bring them back to you if possible. In addition, I was going to extend, if those that did receive augmentations were satisfied, perhaps I can expand on that.
Since our last conversation, I have been counseling with those who underwent the resurrections. And there are a number amongst them who are willing to seize more power and fight against Halcyon. They understand. And he kind of, as he says they understand, he kind of looks across you because he has not seen you in this form yet. They understand what it might cost.
If they're willing to make that sacrifice, just as I have. I know I certainly appear different, but it is still me that is within this shell. I truly fell. Try not to, or skip that last part. During the initial encounter, where the Widow's Ward was swallowed by the Void, and we were within battling, the me that you knew did not make it out of there. I fell. But my faith and devotion towards Machina transfixed me into this, what I am today. And I feel more powerful than I've ever been.
And his eyes sort of flicker from your machine-weaved flesh to the wisps that float around you, that almost float around you like candles in this shadowy tavern inn. And this elevation of your flesh to machine, but you still feel your heart, your spirit.
My spirit, yes. It is still me that resides in the body.
Then perhaps my devotion to Alumno and its future shares destiny with a new devotion to Machina. If I'm to ask my soldiers to consider this transformation, it'd be unfitting of their leader not to step forward first. To light their way.
Well, anytime you wish, feel free to seek me out. And I'd be happy to share in this gift.
Perhaps after this battle for Hyven, I can become a student to you, to learn more about what transformation I would take. All the gods of this realm seem to forsake Alumno and its cause, save this new one. That alone is enough for me to take a step forward. But to understand is an even greater gift of enlightenment.
I can always use a new student.
Well,
But now that that's settled, you should enjoy yourself tonight.
yes, I prefer to keep a steady mind the day before a fight, but I don't disparage the men for enjoying their brief moments of peace. Thank you, Septimus, brother.
It's good to see you, Cade.
Until,
Tomorrow we be victorious. You know, you were gonna say sorry.
I was just going to say he reaches a hand to shake your hand before stepping away.
You'll meet his. Give him a firm one. And not.
And in Cade, you see, perhaps in parallel or diametrically opposed to your disgust, is hope for proper adherence. Someone with a curious mind who seems to share your values. Fyrn, you would see Cade step away from Septimus, and Jacquet being spun around by Saskia.
Fyrn would look at all of them, and he changed his mind. He's gonna go outside for a little while. He writes a note and leaves it with the bartender and says, if Saskia takes a break, give this to her.
Anders takes the note and he says, she finished her last drink. I'm sure she'll be back very soon.
And Fyrn walks outside.
Anders!
Oh,
Hi. More,
Miss
please.
Sea Blood.
That's my mother, Saskia.
I thought you didn't know your mother.
I figured it out. Another one, please.
Jacques
He-
behind her, just like
Yeah, and he sees you and also does his own assessment. He makes you the same drink. It has no alcohol in it.
Great.
But it tastes just the same to you.
Yeah.
If anything, you're like, this is the best one you've made, Anders.
What the fuck did you do to this one? This is some good shit.
He just gives you a wink
You're
and says,
amazing.
special recipe. And then he slides Fyrn's note across to you and says, your friend, White Eye, he left this for you.
Okay. Where'd he go? I wanted to dance with him next.
He went outside, but he wanted you to read this.
Okay. I will pop down on a bar stool and unfold it. What does it say?
It's a crudely drawn map, and it looks like
Fuck, I can't read this right now.
it's literally just a box that's like the tavern,
Uh-huh.
and then there's a line going around the box to the back and going into a random building that you see back there, and it says, "Come find me, tell no one, come alone, love Fyrn."
Jesus. Now? Fucking hell. Jacques, I'll be right back. I'll be sorry. that
Oh,
was
gonna
an
go
accent.
puke it all up?
I'll be right back. I have to go throw up.
Alright, don't get it on the side of the tavern.
I always miss. Bye.
Saskia,
And I will
wait.
stumble.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Saskia, when you step outside and the cold air hits your face and you kind of get a quick shot of vertigo, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. She can handle her liquor. 19.
Okay, you nearly puke, but you kind of pull it together, and like maybe the cold air like sobers you up a little bit, so you kind of like
Swallow it.
yeah, you swallow
even
it down. And then like you take a deep breath and kind of look out to the sky, the starry sky, with the moon, the different traveling moons in the sky, and Ilyvanya's moon, and sort of maybe there's a little bit of a, ooh, I can handle this, and you feel a little bit more sober, but still a little tipsy still.
Yep. All right. Onward.
Yes.
I will unsteadily, but not as unsteadily, follow the map. It is literally just around, but I will stop like every few feet and just look to make sure I'm going the right direction.
Mhm. You find the abandoned building that Fyrn indicated on the map.
How long has it been since I left the note, John?
I imagine, Sass, you don't realize how long you stood there to collect yourself. Like it's probably like she like spent some time like just standing outside forgetting what she was doing.
Yeah.
So it's like 15 minutes later.
Like, I brought my mug with me, and then I would keep drinking it, and then be like, "Oh, it's going quickly. Oh shit, fuck," and keep walking.
I imagine as you approach towards the location, you see it's just a ramshackle building that probably was under repairs at some point, but hasn't really, like, due to the chaos recently, has been left kind of a construction area, and you pull away from, like, as you pull that piece of paper away from staring at it, you notice on the floor there's a trail of blood going in. And
oh fuck. Shit. Fyrn?
You open the door and you see Fyrn hunched over. It looks like he's just in an empty room, and there's a light, like a lantern, that's on the ground, and he's hunched over it. Looks like he's messing with something on the ground, but he turns when he hears his name and sees you and stands up and looks at you and says, "Saskia, you're here."
Yeah, dude. What's
I
going
need
on?
you.
Is that your blood?
No, I'm fine. Listen, I called you here because I figured you were the one who would understand. This is something I have to do.
Well, just back up a second. What do you mean something you have to do? Whose blood is that?
Taking a bigger look, you see on the ground are two books, as well as a circle that seems to be, he's been like writing on the ground that looks like some sort of magical
circle?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Fyrn, what the fuck is this? What I dropped my cup. What are you doing? What is that? And whose fucking blood is this?
He points to a corpse of an AEC member that was just like, he took from the street somewhere, It was just a, random person.
What are you doing?
You said there was a pile of bodies behind the place. He just grabbed one.
That makes more
He
sense.
didn't kill a random person. He took a body.
Sorry.
You... Fuck, I am not nearly sober enough for this. You need to fucking explain this slowly and clearly.
When I was lost, and I had that sword in my chest, I saw things. I seen what the afterlife for me looks like, Saskia.
Okay.
Not good. Not for me or my brother. I'm damned. Do you understand?
No. What does that mean? Michael, can you mute, please? Thank you.
Your clicks.
It means I have much to do here, but when it's all over, there won't be a place for me in the halls of my people. For me or my brother. And
Is
there's
this,
only-
sorry, go.
I need to do something about this. Maybe the others wouldn't understand, but you've seen how devils can change things, how they can be used for good, or at least to make the darkness not so bad. My brother, he always dreamed that he would be like me, like his people. I'm not sure he'll ever get that dream truly, but maybe I can give him the next best thing.
Just hang on a second. Are you summoning a fucking devil? Because speaking from experience, you don't want to go making rash pacts. All right, I've done it. It's okay right now, but they're not. Just think it through, Fyrn.
I have.
There's got to be another way.
I've been thinking about this for a long time, Saskia. If I don't do this now, I doubt I'll have the nerve in the morning.
But what? I don't understand why you need to make this deal now. Why we can find another way. We can find a way where you don't have to tie yourself to a fucking contract.
This is the only way I know how.
Right now, we can do some fucking research. We can not right now, but tomorrow, we can go to the fucking library. Okay, maybe we got some fighting to do, but we can figure it out, Fyrn.
When you left to discover what your life was like, to return your memories, we could have found another way then, but you saw your opportunity, and you had to take it. Just as I have to now.
Fyrn, as you say these exact words to Saskia, her shadow elongates behind her. Saskia, you feel the tap of claws on your shoulder. And a whisper in your ear. Oh, he need only ask.
Is it Ro?
It's Ro.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Can we at least make a deal with the devil that we know? I got one right here.
This magic that I've been holding on to, it's powerful. It will allow me to command a devil for a short amount of time. We have no such control over Ro. Although he may be lesser of two evils, I can't guarantee he has the power or the capability to do what I ask.
What is it that you need the devil to do? Why can't we do it? What makes them so special? We're fucking iron and mana, Fyrn.
We're damn mortals is what we are. All this time we've been being played with by these higher powers in another world. I know this. I've known this since I was young. I can't stop it. I can't do anything other than to try and make sure whoever's pulling my strings is the person who comes out on top. Or at least the person that will do the least destruction to the material plane.
I don't know what to fucking say.
He looks towards one of the books that shows the name of the devil that he plans to summon. Shows it to Saskia. And says, he's the Seneschal of Grace. Seems like if there was anyone in the hells that would pity me, it may be him. Truly pity.
Hold that thought. Is that true?
Ah, Seneschal of Grace. A better name is a Seneschal of Suffering.
Then why the fuck is he called the Seneschal of Grace?
Because grace in the hells is suffering with purpose. They
Fyrn
are...
is literally still writing the incantation on the ground as she's talking to herself.
He's not wrong. Of all the hells, besides perhaps the Tabernacle of Water, the Tabernacle of Grace looks upon soul's suffering as a virtue, a means to an end. It's probably not wise, but
That's what I fucking said. Can you intervene here? Can you do anything?
the shadow behind Saskia pulls away from her and forms in the like corner in the darkness, the form of Ro. You dabble in dark arts, tiefling. Most are not happy with the deals they make. Saskia is an exception.
I thought you made no more deals, Ro. Why do you present yourself here?
I fucking asked him to.
Saskia may be my last warlock. I'm not opposed to deals, especially for friends of a friend. And see his smile glitter in the lantern light.
Forgive me if I don't trust your words.
Would you trust words in a fiendish tome?
Fyrn looks at the tome and looks back to the ground, starting to scribble a little bit more sporadically.
Look at you scrambling in the blood and dirt.
This is my choice to make. At least if I am to be damned, it will be by my own hand.
I thought the same thing. And I too rabble in the dirt and blood. You don't know what this devil will ask of you.
And what would you ask of me? Do you even know what I want? Do you even care?
Not particularly. But I grew to care about Saskia's desires. And look, when else have you seen a devil hold their end of the bargain? Those poor souls who now suffer in the void. The broken form of Mr. Greaves. You are free to do what you wish. That is what it is to be mortal. But you're also free to suffer with the consequences.
Fyrn is visibly torn. He looks to Ro and says, "Well then, can you do it?"
What exactly do you want me to do for you?
Word it carefully, Fyrn.
Can you free my brother's soul from the torment that it is in? Make him one of your devils in the afterlife. And make it so he does not suffer. I will take his sin when I pass on.
A transfer of wickedness and a freeing of a soul. I reclaim Saskia's memories. A difficult task. This I can do for you. All I ask of you is to help Saskia fulfill her end of the deal. You will be bound in Saskia's contract. Upon fulfillment, the two of you will be free. Your soul's your own. And what fate follows afterwards, Fyrn? Well, you know.
Fyrn looks to Saskia with now like visibly crying a little and says, "I don't care for my own freedom, but I also don't care for deals that are open-ended. You have to tell me exactly what you will want of us. No,
I know what he wants, Fyrn. He wants us to open a hellgate so he can come through to the plane.
Just want to go home?
he looks down at the bloody circle that he's half drawn already. Can we do this now?"
Of course. You need only shake my hand. And he reaches his hand out from the darkness.
I don't mean make the deal. I mean return you. With my power and this circle, if I knew your true name, I can summon you.
This sort of summoning is temporary. No, the Hellgate ritual is what is necessary for me to take material form upon your plane.
Do I know anything about Hellgates, Sean?
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh.
Natural one.
I mean, you know what the party knows about Hellgates. You guys have heard about them. They were explained to you that they litter Aldhalor. They're like all over the place. They're primarily, the biggest cluster of them is in the territories of the Kirinor of Halcyon. They are all dormant and they pierced the material plane during the Morasir conflict when devils and demons allied together to take down the Kieran Dominion and to fight against the Wayward One.
Fyrn,
And you also, I guess, even with a natural one, you would know that your people believe that you are in some way connected to this fiendish host. Your tiefling ancestry may be related to them.
Fyrn holds his hand up, like if he's about to like put his hand down to shake it.
Mhm.
And he says, looking him in the eye, "Our deal is separate, but similar to Saskia's. They are not bound together. This is of my own doing, and shall not be bound to her in any way.
Fair enough.
If I help create this Hellgate to return you safely to the material plane, my brother's soul will be retrieved and turned into a demon, as will mine when I die. But he will remain himself, and I will take any price that is needed. I will be yours for eternity."
That's a deal I can make. When he steps out of the shadows to be within arm's reach of you.
Fyrn, why are you punishing yourself like this? Why? What? I guess I understand loving your brother, but is it really worth taking on all of that?
Fyrn smiles at her, says, "Oh, Saskia, I've been punished my whole life. This is nothing. I've always been a herald of destruction, an omen to everyone I've known and loved."
Not to us. Not to us. Well, you're the guy that you take the fucking hits. You block for us. You have a fucking fortress. You command people. You have purpose.
I do. And that purpose will be fulfilled before I die. This is the best for me, I promise you. The afterlife that is bound for me, it can't be any worse than that. I've done horrible things. More recently than of late than ever before. And I will still do more for the sake of this realm. And in order for that to happen, in order for me to be able to do that, to save this world, I need this. And he shakes Rose's hand.
Fell green tendrils of string wrap around both your hands to seal the contract. Nero grins at you. It will be done, White Eye. And he vanishes.
At that, Fyrn casts Green Flame Blade and touches his weapon to the books, burning them.
Well, if a deal was going to be struck, I prefer knowing the devil it was struck with. And I'll give you a hug. A real big hug.
This time, Fyrn really hugs you back, gives you a tight squeeze, and says, "How about another round on me?"
Yes, please. I really do think we should tell the others. No secrets.
I will. After all this is over.
Promise.
I pinky promise.
That's another deal you can't break.
And the two of you can return to the inn. Saskia, as the two of you are leaving, you kind of turn back and look to the ritual Fyrn almost cast. The fire is dwindling as they turn to ash. And you just like see the shadow of Ro standing over it, sort of like kicking at the blood staining the earth. And he just sort of looks at you with a smile and says, "Grief and honor are a terrible mixture."
You will look out for him, right?
I'm looking out for all of you. One more to the set. Perhaps I'll go play dice with Jacquette now.
I'm gonna go drink for the both of us.
Oh, please do. Oh. I can't get drunk unless you get drunk, and you are lightweight, so I'm barely buzzed.
That's not in your powers to make me handle this a little more. Yep.
No fiendish vigor would make you more of a better drinker. And you head back. Jacquette, a strange man, just a guy in Alumno Defiance gear, just challenges you to a dice game.
All right, but I have to warn you, I'm pretty good.
He seems oddly lucky while you play against him.
I'm proficient in a dice set, and there's this new thing about like using your tool proficiencies to like while we're playing, can I like insight this guy to be like, he's pretty lucky?
You 100% can, because I know that's also a part of like the tools is discerning like cheating.
Sure, yeah.
So go ahead and give me a proficiency tool check for your dice.
So can I do
You're
insight?
Okay, yeah, you could do it. Yeah.
Through that, and maybe I get advantage because I'm using my tool.
Because you're proficient in it.
Dice.
I will grant you that.
Cool. I didn't really need. Oh.
What'd you get?
31.
Excellent. Since you're playing against No Mere Mortal, it had a higher DC, but obviously a 31 is going to crush it. You're like rolling, and like he's won too many rounds. Like he's definitely lost a few. Like he's,
sure.
Ro's not an amateur cheater. It's like an instant like, oh fuck, of like this is Ro. Like I'm not even saying like you discern he's cheating. Like you're like this is I can taste the venom at the end of his sentences as he's playing with me.
So Jacquette casts the dice, and then like leaning back, this realization settling over him, he goes, I'm thinking.
So back for another try?
Well, you know that I've never been a quitter. And like, if this was a movie, like someone walks past the camera and he's now the form of Roland. And I've always been with you and your friends. And another person walks past the camera, and you see Baron sitting across from you.
Jacquet's mouth is agape, but his hand is over it in this like, you know, kind of ponderous way. So it's keeping it like shut. But I assume Ro could definitely feel Jacquet's demeanor immediately shift to one of shock. No shit.
Yeah, well, I find myself wandering wherever the revelry is strong. It's the only way I can. It's the only way that I can really. The only way I used to be able to feel the world. I can get that through Saskia now, and hopefully, one day, feel it for real.
And Jacquet kind of like pushes himself back a little from the table to like really assess Robaron, Robero.
Roberto.
Roberto. Oh, Robert. To like fully assess him, and Jacquet goes, "What is your obsession with us? You have Saskia. Isn't she enough? Do you really want to put all your eggs in this basket? Do you really need all of us to do your little bidding?"
He smiles at you, says, "Well, a fair point, Jacquet. But I'm sick of dealing with unreliable people. And you've proven yourselves reliable. And I loathe to admit that I like Saskia. She's free. She's free now, at least."
Yeah, I like Saskia too, so I don't appreciate how you used her. When she was at her lowest, you wormed your way in like a little parasite. And I see it, you've helped her. I can't deny that, but she didn't need your help. We were there for her.
Of course. But, what can I say? At the end of the day, I am still a bit Alma. Here. And he pushes the dice across the table.
Jacquet looks to him, looks down at the dice, looks back at him, and casts them aside again.
Oh, no, don't do that. I'll never find them.
It's some... Fuck you.
And Jacquet gets up and putting his claw down on the table, he leans in close to Ro's face and goes,
I will never sign on with you in your bullshit. And when the time comes, I'll make sure you're not brought back here.
and he pushes back.
He goes, thanks for ruining my fucking night.
And strides off to his bedroom.
And he just leans back in the chair, and like obviously no one's hearing this. It's just him to himself. Ever surprising. Never thought it'd be the hardest one to get.
But he loves the chase.
But I'm sure his friends' souls will be worth it in the end. And he turns and looks over to the person at the next table. Do you want to play dice? And the dice are just in his hand. And I think that's where we're going to end tonight. I'm going to say you get your long rest so you can level up your characters. But I think that's a good place to end for tonight. All right, thank you for hanging out with us, folks, for some fun planning and role playing, some real fun role playing. We'll catch you wherever we catch you in the world. Goodbye.